Evening mapped out, every minute planned. Dinner reservations, conversation on demand. Then the speaker started shaking like it knew the truth. That my perfect little script was never bulletproof. You looked at me and laughed, said baby let it go. And for the first time in my life, I didn't need to know. The bass is wobbling harder now, my chest is getting tight. All the things I thought I knew were fading into light. Now the room is spinning, but it feels like home. We are stepping on each other's toes and laughing like we don't care. No more checking if the lighting's right or if the song's on cue. This is what it sounds like when the real breaks through. The wobbles got us moving like we don't know how to stop. And I don't wanna stop it, even if we drop. The drums are breaking, every rule your hand is in my hair. All the walls I built so high are crumbling in the air. Supposed to look like art, clean lines and perfect timing, never falling apart. But the best parts happen when the frame begins to crack, and we dance inside the pieces like there's nothing that we lack. Crash the plans we made to meet. Let the pieces find their beat. We are spinning incomplete. This is how we learn to breathe. Crash the plans we made to need. Let the pieces find their beat. We are spinning incomplete. This is how we lose control. Block it. Block it. Block it, block it, block it, blah, 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 blank the day. Blah, 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 blank the day. Blah, 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 blank the day. Blah, blah, blank the day. Blah, 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 blank the day. Heavy bass hidden. Heavy bass hidden. The calendar is open, but I leave it blank. Oh, habit screaming, feel it, don't stay. Blank. Today I protect the space on purpose. Shut the apps down, let the silence surface. Resistance comes, but I stay quiet. Phone face down, I sit with the quiet. The blank ain't, it's the power I claim. This is where the real fight starts to flame. Fear says move, but I stay right here. Body knows the blank is where we rise. Power rise. Blank the day. Blank the day. Block it out now. Heavy bass, feel it pound. Blank the day, pressure down. Power rise, take the crown. Block it, block the noise. Bass it, that's the voice. Lock it in, this is it. Rhythm, looping, infinite. Block it out now. Heavy bass, feel it pound. Blank the day, let it breathe. Power rise, watch it see. Stare it down with no goal in mind. Rhythm finds me from a deeper mind. Body rises up without a plan. This is how the power comes. Resistance fades, but I stay quiet. I let the movement rise from the quiet. Power grow, blank aloud. Fear says move, but I stay right here. Body knows the blank is where we rise. Power rise. Blank the day. Block it out now. Heavy bass, feel it pound. Blank the day, pressure down. and who's the main. I close my eyes and breathe in deep. This whole game is smaller than it seems. I sit through meetings, watching them compete over who gets seen and who gets the seat. I used to think that's just the way it goes. Smile and play along until it shows. But lately when the voices start to rise, I find myself just staring at the time. The sense of shifting, something clicks inside. This isn't where I'm supposed to hide. The noise that isn't mine to hold, the breath that brings me back to what I know. Quiet, quiet, close the eyes. Quiet, quiet, hear it rise. The heartbeat talks when the noise gets loud. The small world was never mine anyhow. Quiet now, 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 now. I'm walking out. They build their little kingdoms out of pride. One comment wrong and someone's left outside. I used to care who was in it, who was out, but now I see what that was all about. It's all so loud, but really kinda small. I close my eyes and I don't join at all. The past come in like a quiet friend, reminding me the story has an end. We don't need their rules too slow. The inner is the only show. Quiet, quiet, close the eyes. Quiet, quiet, hear it rise. The heartbeat talks when the noise gets loud. The small world was never mine anyhow. Quiet now, 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 now. I'm walking out. I used to think I had to keep the pace, had to earn my spot inside the space. But now I know it's in the choice I made, to listen to my breath instead of fake. From trying hard to fit into their frame, to knowing none of it was built for me. This is how the calm ones stay the same, cool and steady, finally free. Quiet, quiet, close the eyes. Quiet, quiet, hear it rise. The heartbeat talks when the noise gets loud. The small world was never mine anyhow. Quiet now, 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 now. I'm walking out.
Stop right there, stop. Right there. Stop right there, stop right there.
We got so used to moving fast and looking straight that we forgot how much the ordinary can create. If you shift the way you see, even just a little, you might remember that this world is still worth feeling. Stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. Dance with the light. Wow, 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 right here. You've been walking past the beauty this whole time. Wow, 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 right here. Your eyes got used to missing what was always shining. Wow, right here. Wow, 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 right here. Stop seeing it the same. Shift the way you look. Find the light again. Stop seeing it the same. Find the light again. Find the light again. Stop seeing it the same. Find the light again. Watch it go like this. Mine now. This is mine now. Mine now. This is mine now. Mine now. The calendar's got that golden block, the kind that no one else can touch. I like the candle, close the app. This is mine. This ritual is mine to clutch. I used to think that free was wrong. Now the still is where I get strong. All mine now. This is so what my body knows. Ooh, this is mine now. Let it flow. No one can touch this state of mine. Mine now. Claim the hour, let it be. Mine now. Let the me become the key. This is how we own the time. Mine now. Now the door closed to the world, the one that always wants my word. In this hour, the only voice, it's mine, is the one that gives me choice. You used to see me running thin, now you see the way I win. Claim mine. The past are rapping like a vow. Ooh, we don't need to justify. The ritual is the real Mine now. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Mine now. Mine. Mine now. I used to think that rest was earned.
eyes on the fritz, hands on the desk, days over here. Stand up slow, let the body decide. Bake. Yeah, list on the screen, clock, tick-tock, late. Inner voice screaming one more, then you break. Shoulders in knots, vision start to swim. Tired voice claiming I don't deserve to win. Nah, push back, voice it loud and clear. Today ends now, no more arguing here. Body takes the lead, I finally let it steer. You try and rise, but the body knows the weight. When I stop negotiating with the fire that won't wait. Close it down, let the screen go black. Enough for the daytime to tap out. Stop now, stop now. Feel the tension crack, the boundary dance, bringing me back. No more chasing the list that never gon' end. The win is in the pause. I'ma start again. Start again. Start again. Room shift different when the rectangle's dark. Shoulders drop, easy breathe, find its mark. Don't gotta finish to earn my space. The choice to stop is power I embrace. Go on the track, body starts to sway. Rest and lost, this dance feels right. Used to think victory was pushing through the wall, but drawing lines show me the real win is energy back to me. Close it down, let the screen go black. Enough for the daytime to tap out. Stop now. Feel the tension crack, the boundary dance, bringing me back. No more chasing the list that never gon' end. The win is in the pause. I'ma start again. Stay till the list said complete. Thought only rest when everything deep, but the list keep running, mine never sleep. Body paying the price for the grind I call deep. Never one more thought try to creep. I check the clock and choose to retreat. This dance ain't loud, no need for the stage. It's a strong kind that know how to engage. Choose the real me over the infinite chase. The boundary I draw is my own saving grace. Let the screen go black, enough for the daytime to tap out. Stop now. Feel the tension crack. Let the boundary dance. Chasing the list that never gon' end. The win is in the pause. I'ma start again. I'ma start again. The win is in the pause. I'ma start again. Start again. The screen is glowing in the dark, pulling me deep, believing it's smart. Every scroll a little stain of someone else's everything.
I put it down and close my eyes. Let the quiet fill the space inside. No more measuring my life against the highlight reel of that night.
The drums are steady like my breath. My body knows there's nothing left
To prove or chase or try to be the version that they wanna see.
Turn it off and find my stride. Let the inner rhythm be my guide.
I don't chase the glow and scream. This is how the real ones lead.
Used to think that moving fast was key to keep up with the ones I see. But the slower I began to go, the more I felt the real me grow.
You don't have to match their beat, or wear their shoes to feel complete. Your pace is yours, your road is true. This is what it means to choose you.
The pads are wrapped around my chest.
Your voice is saying take your rest.
We don't need to win the race. Our rhythm is our saving grace.
I used to think that slow meant left behind,
That everyone else had already shined.
but the ones who last are not the loud. They're the ones who trust their own crowd of one,
The self that walks with grace
and dances to the beat only they can trace.
Turn it off and find my stride. Let the inner rhythm be my guide. I don't chase the glow and scream. This is how the strong ones lean. Turn it off and find my stride. Let the inner rhythm be my guide. I don't chase the glow and scream. This is how we own our pace. Blink, 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 blink on the screen like a secret code. Brain full of reasons why I shouldn't go, but my hands are typing in a brand new mode. First imperfect letter and the fear explodes. I open the laptop screen, staring back, mind full of excuses, stuck in the trap. This ain't ready yet. What if it's wrong? Silence getting louder, playing its song. So I type one sentence, rough as can be. First imperfect move sets the real me free. The fear in my ear says perfect, it don't start, but that fear is the thief stealing fire from my heart. Keeps me in limbo, small, safe and still. I'm done with the waiting, I'm breaking the chill. Open it up, don't wait for the sign, just open it up. Beginning now, even if the words feel wrong. Beginning now. Imperfect groove, but the beat keeps moving and the fear can't prove. No more sitting with the cursor blinking slow. The courage is the spark. Let the whole thing go. Open it up, beginning now, beginning now. Open it up, beginning now, beginning me. I hit send on the message, heart out my chest. Expected the worst, but the reply came blessed. Good start, just tweak it a bit. Suddenly the frozen thing started to fit. Adjustments, the rhythm not failure no more. I'm dancing with the mess like I did it before. I used to need the whole map before I could move. Now I start with the pieces and the path comes through. The mess in my hands is the clay for the art. The start is the courage is the spark. Open it up, don't wait for the sign, just open it up. Beginning now, even if the words feel full. Beginning now. Imperfect groove, but the beat keeps moving and the fear can't prove. No more sitting with the cursor blinking slow. Courage is the spark. Let the whole thing go. Open it up, beginning now, beginning now. Open it up, beginning now. Used to sit with the brain like it was judging my soul. Thought I had to show up with a finished goal, but waiting for perfect, get the work in the dark. Now I flip on the light and I play my part. When the fear shows up and it's love a disguise, I open the file and I let the imperfect ride. The dance ain't clean, it don't follow the plan. It's the courageous one that starts where I stand. The momentum's a lesson, it don't need me perfect, it just needs me moving. That's the real work ethic. Open it up, don't wait for the sign, just open it up. Beginning now, even if the words feel wrong. Beginning now. Imperfect groove,
Phone keeps going with that same old light. Notification stacking still in the night. Screamers pulling me in with that same old glow. Notification stacking still in the flow. Thumb doing this thing while the minutes just ran. I was losing the moment before it began, so I flipped the phone over on the wooden chair. No big announcement, just decided right there in the middle of an ordinary day to give that 1 hour to the simplest way. At first the quiet felt like it needed filling, but the second layer of silence started revealing. Phone went dark, power took the lead. Silence walked in, set my spirit free. Shoulders released what they used to hold. Body started swaying, letting it unfold. Time disappears when you feed the scroll. Mind stepped back, body knew the way. Phone went dark and the groove found its core. Present is music and I wanted more. And I wanted more. Thoughts drifted back to the hours that fade, giving away to a screen that don't get the same. People on the other side, waiting that turn, only getting fragments when the soul's not there. Then my hand lifted, following the quiet inside. No big plan, just letting the moment guide. No performance, no crowd, nothing to arrange. Body taking back what the hurry had changed. The groove wasn't loud, but it pulled from inside. This is what choosing the moment can provide. Phone went dark, power took the lead. Silence walked in, set my spirit free. Shoulders released what they used to hold. Body started swaying, letting it unfold. Time disappears when you feed the scroll. My step back, body knew the way. Phone went dark and the groove found its core. Present is music and I wanted more. And I wanted more. But if the hours I usually fill with noise were sometimes left open for this kind of choice, the quality rises when I stop and decide. This irreplaceable time is where I come alive. The phone went dark and the hour opened wide. Hands grew deeper as I stepped to the other side. From scrolling past moments to living inside. Present got louder, couldn't be denied. I won't waste the minutes that won't come again. Honoring the time and the way that I spent. Phone went dark with them holding true. Dancing in the space that I made brand new. Moving in the time I chose.
That name pops into my head in the middle of an ordinary day. The one who helped me or listen or show me the way. I almost keep scrolling like the feeling will pass, but today I open the chat and I don't look away. The words feel clumsy at first, but I let them come out. Thank you for that time when you helped me without doubt. I hit send before the old voice can talk me out of it, and the chest lights up in a way it hasn't in a bit. Fear says it's awkward, they'll think it's too much, but the body already knows what the small things can touch. The warmth that spreads when the gratitude is shared. The ripple is rising and it's taking me there. Open the chat and I type what I feel. The words come out simple, but the chest starts to heal. Thank you ripples, thank you ripples. The warmth comes back. The dance in the center is the one that can't track. No more the gratitude that stays silent and small. The expression is the power that answers the call right now. Later I see the reply and the warmth doubles back. You're welcome, that makes the whole moment intact. I don't need the big gesture. gesture or the grand display. The small thank you was enough to light up the day. The body stands up and moves without a plan, and the dance that follows has the power of the I can. When I stop keeping the gratitude locked in the chest, the expression is the key that unlocks the rest. I used to believe that the only thanks that mattered were grand, the big speeches that I could hold in my hand. But the more I send the small ones, the more I start to see the real power is in the daily thank you that sets me free. And it feels so right in the chat, and I type what I feel. The words come out simple, but the chest starts to heal. Thank you ripples, thank you ripples. The warmth comes back, yeah. The dance in the sending is the one that can't track. No more the gratitude that stays silent and small. The expression is the power that answers the call right now. Yeah, I used to keep the thanks in my head like a secret. Thought saying it out loud was something I didn't need yet. But every time I sent the message or wrote the short line, the warmth that came back was better than any design. So now when the feeling comes, I don't push it away. I open the phone and I let the gratitude play. The dance isn't loud, it doesn't need to be seen. It's the warm, bright kind that knows exactly what it means to say it and show it in the small, everyday way. The expression is the gift that keeps giving all day. Open the chat and I type what I feel. The words come out simple, but the chest starts to heal. Thank you ripples, thank you ripples. The warmth comes back, yeah. The dance in the sending is the one that can't track. No more the gratitude that stays silent and small. The expression is the power that answers the call right now. The expression is the power that answers the call right now. The expression is the power that answers the call right now.
In the black room where the silence stays, I don't wait for light to come my way. No more waiting for someone to save the day. I strike the match and start the flame today. I'm sitting here in the dark with this match in my hand. Been waiting too long, hoping somebody would understand that nobody's coming, so I'm finally doing this on my own. I strike it once and the flame starts to stand on its own. It's tiny but it's mine, and it's changing everything inside this place. And I'm finally learning to own this space, even when the fear tries to pull me back down. The scents are rising, waking something deep in me. My body knows it's time to claim what I can be. The fear is loud, but something louder calls to me. The darkness says you cannot see. Strike the flame in the dark room. Let the light become the bloom. I don't curse the absence when the light starts to fade. I just keep striking sparks in the dark that I made. This is how the hopeful fight until they start to shine. The flames growing steady now, shadows starting to lose their fight. I keep feeding it slow, taking my time through the night. You used to catch me just sitting there frozen in the black. Now you're watching me turn a small spark into something that lasts. This is how I'm learning to trust the light that's already mine. And I'm watching it slowly start to shine, even when the old doubts try to steal the light. The scents are rising, waking something deep in me. My body knows it's time to claim what I can be. The fear is loud, but something louder calls to me. The darkness says you cannot see. Strike the flame in the dark room. Let the light become the bloom. I don't curse the absence when the light starts to fade. I just keep striking sparks in the dark that I made. This is how the hopeful fight until they start to shine. I used to think that hope was something zen. A gift that came when the darkness went. But the real gift is in the hand, the one that lies what it can't stand. The small flame that I choose to keep, the one that makes the shadows sleep. This is how the hopeful ones reap the harvest from the dark they reap. Strike the flame in the dark, let the light become the bloom. I don't curse the absence, the light. This is how we own the light. The thing I started years ago doesn't feel like home anymore. The version of me that began it is knocking on a different door. I feel the guilt rise when I think about letting it go. The voice that says you started it, so you have to see it through, you know.
But the body already knows what the mind is trying to hide. Staying on the old road is starting to feel like a lie. So I write the letter, or I have the conversation, or I close the tab, and I let the weight of the shit finally start to lift and grab.
The courage that was waiting underneath the fear, the one that says it's okay to change what you hold dear.
The fear says they'll say you gave up, they'll say you failed, but the body already knows that the real story is the tale of the person who had the courage to turn when the path no longer fit. The evolution is the proof that I'm not the same person I was when I started it. Close the chapter that no longer feels true. Open the new one, even if the ending is new. Pivot now, the weight lifts away. The dance in the changing is the one that can stay. No more the shame of the midway turn. The evolution is the lesson I finally learned.
I tell the people who need to know when I feel the air get lighter. The version of me that was holding on starts to feel a little brighter. The new path doesn't have a map, but it has my name on it. The old one had the map, but it stopped fitting the person I am in it.
So I let the body move to the rhythm of the turn, and the dance that follows doesn't need to be earned. It's the courage that was always there underneath the stage, the one that finally gets to have its own say. I used to believe that change in direction was the same as defeat, that the only way to win was to never admit the retreat. But the more I pivot, the more I start to see the real win is the honesty that sets the new version free. Close the chapter that no longer feels true. Open the new one, even if the ending is new. Pivot now, the weight lifts away. The dance in the changing is the one that can stay. No more the shame of the midway turn. The evolution is the lesson I finally learned.
Yeah, I used to think that once you started, you had to see it through. Thought the only way to be strong was to never change what you do. But every time I stayed on the path that no longer fit, the version of me that was waiting started to quit. So now when the feeling comes that the road is no longer mine, I honor the courage it takes to draw the new line. The dance isn't loud, it doesn't need to be seen. It's the evolutionary kind that knows exactly what it means to change direction midway and call it what it is. Not failure, but the proof that I'm growing into the version that fits.
Close the chapter that no longer feels true. Open the new one, even if the ending is new. Pivot now, the weight lifts away. The dance in the changing is the one that can stay. No more the shame of the midway turn. The evolution is the lesson I finally learned. The evolution is the lesson I finally learned. The box on the shelf has been there for more than a year. Every time I pass it, the chest gets a little more heavy with fear. The pages inside of ideas that never got their full name. I used to call it proof that I was making me unfinished, my vow. Maybe the shame was never the truth of the thing. Maybe it was just fear wearing a critical ring. Touch the unfinished with a gentler hand. It's not a failure, it's a story still planned. Grow now. Shame starts to fade. The dance and the pause is the one that I made. No more hiding the projects that didn't get their end. And the pride lives in knowing I'm still on the mend. I read a few lines and I don't feel the old sting. The ideas still have life, even if they took a long spring. The version of me that started this didn't know what I know, and the version right now is allowed to let it grow slow. I don't need to finish it today to make it okay. I just need to stop treating the pause like it's in the way. So I stand up slow and I let the body decide if it wants to move with the pride. I no longer have to hide. I used to believe that unfinished meant I had failed the test, that the half-done things were the parts I love best. But the more I look with eyes that are kind of a mess, the more the unfinished becomes the part I can bless. Touch the unfinished with a gentler hand. It's not a failure, it's a story still planned. Grow now. Shame starts to fade. The dance and the pause is the one that I made. No more hiding the projects that didn't get their end. And the pride lives in knowing I'm still on the mend. Yeah, I used to scroll past the old files like they were proof I was behind. Thought every abandoned thing was a stain on my mind. But the truth is the people I admire the most are the ones that keep growing even when they don't post. So I let the half-written page stay half-written for now, and I dance with the version that knows how to allow the unfinished to be beautiful in its own quiet way. The pride isn't in finishing, it's in staying in the play. Touch the unfinished with a gentler hand. It's not a failure, it's a story still planned. Grow now. Shame starts to fade. The dance and the pause is the one that I made. No more hiding the projects that didn't get their end. And the pride lives in knowing I'm still on the mend. The pride lives in knowing I'm still on the mend. I'm still on the mend.
Clock says label, my body says go. One more set, one more flow. The results are quiet, the effort is loud, but something in me refuses to bow. Sweat on my brow like a quiet crown. I nod to the mirror, I don't back down. This is the work that no one applauds, but it's building to me that will one day applaud. The sense of cutting like a call to rise. My chest is open, my vision is wide. I don't need the trophy on the shelf. The patience is the real wealth. Grind through the night when no one sees. Build the patience that sets me free. I don't quit when the results delay. This is how the strong ones stay. Now the moves are coming from a deeper place. Not for the likes, not for the chase. Every rep is a conversation with the future me who's already won. I used to want to win the show. Now I know the grind is the goal. The unseen hours of the roots below that let the tree of me grow and grow. The paths are shifting from dark to light. Used to think that effort without reward was a sign that I should move towards something easier, something that pays. But the real strength is in the days when no one claps and no one sees, and you still choose to plant the seeds that will one day become the trees. Grind through the night when no one sees, build a patience that sets me free. I don't quit when the results delay. This is how we claim the day.
Yeah. Yeah. The photo sits with gentle light, the face I know from another night. I touch the edge and let it stay. The smile comes easy in this way. I used to count the years like that. Now I see the life I met, the one that brought me to this chair. This is what it feels like to be there. This sense of beautiful, like a memory song. My body knows it's time too long. Not for what was, but for what is. The present is the real bliss. Touch the memory and feel the light. Let the present be the fight. I am here. The moment's gold. This is how the fearless hold. Used to see the mirror as the clock ticking louder with every talk, but the real time is in the breath, the one that says this is what's left. You used to see me turn away, now you see the way I stay. With the photo, the light, the gentle grin, this is how the present wins. The past are wrapping like a warm embrace. Your eyes are saying this is grace. We don't need the perfect days, the now is where we turn the page.
closed the laptop and set the phone aside. Told myself today wasn't mine to decide. The voice in my head says if you let go you lose, but my body already knows there's nothing left to prove. The freedom that's waiting on the other side of the player starts moving the second I stop trying to understand. Break it right now. Let the schedule burn. Feel the bass knocking heavy. Take another turn. Throw the plan away. Let the hours run free. We dance in the unknown. This is how we breathe. Crush the fear tonight. Watch the freedom rise. Right here in the flow. This is where we thrive. Break it. I walked outside with nowhere I needed to go. The streets felt different with no plan in tow. My body got lighter like the weight had been dropped. I took a slow breath and just looked around. No destination, pulling no clock in my head. Thoughts kept coming, but they lost their old grip, so I let my feet follow whatever rhythm led. I used to believe that the only way to win was to have every hour mapped out from within. But the more I surrender when the plan falls apart, the more the real life starts beating in my heart. Break it right now. Let the schedule burn. Feel the bass knocking heavy. Take another turn. Throw the plan away. Let the hours run free. We dance in the unknown. This is how we breathe. Crush the fear tonight. Watch the freedom rise. Right here in the flow. This is where we thrive. Yeah. I used to grip the schedule like it was my only shield. Thought the only way to be safe was to never yield. But every time the plan broke and I tried to hold on, the crash came harder when the freedom was gone. So now when the day falls apart in the middle of the fight, I throw the list away and I let the day ride. The dance isn't planned, it doesn't need to be known. It's the alive kind that knows exactly what it's shown. To surrender the will when the road disappears. The freedom is in the flow. That was always right. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Break it right now. Let the schedule burn. Feel the bass knocking heavy. Take another turn. Throw the plan away. Let the hours run free. We dance in the unknown. This is how we breathe. Crush the fear tonight. Watch the freedom rise. Right here in the flow. This is where we thrive. Right here in the flow. This is where we thrive. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na.
Set it aside. Set it aside.
Yeah. The phone lights up on the table between us again. My eyes flick to it like it's pulling me out of the wind. Yeah, you're telling me something that matters more than the pain, but my attention keeps splitting like it forgot how to sing.
I turn and face down before the next vibration can win. And I look at your face like it's the only thing in the room that deserves the full weight of my gaze. The rest of the world can stay outside for the rest of the days.
Yeah, the old habit says just check it real quick, but the newer habit knows that the moment gets sick when I keep one foot in the room and one in the scroll. The person in front of me deserves more than half of my soul.
Set it aside, let the conversation lead. Your eyes on mine is the only thing I need. Present now, the heart opens wide. The dance in the presence is the one that feels right.
No more performing
Connection while the phone is in hand. The real thing happens when I finally stand in the moment sets us free.
You keep talking and I notice the way your hands move. The small pause before you choose the next thing to prove. I don't interrupt with a story about me. I just let the silence do what the silence can be. The laughter that comes feels different when I'm actually here. Not half in my head planning what I want you to hear. So I let my shoulders drop and my breath find your pace. And the space between us starts to feel like a place.
I used to think being present was something you gave, when the other person was important enough to behave. But the truth is the presence I give is the presence I keep. Oh, and the dance we can have is the one that runs deep, deep. Set it aside, let the conversation lead. Your eyes on mine is the only thing I need. Present now, the heart opens wide. The dance in the presence is the one that feels right. No more performing connection while the phone is in hand. The real thing happens when I finally stand in the moment with you without anywhere else to be. The warmth that we build is the dance that sets us free.
I used to have one eye on a person and one on the feed. Thought I could do both and still give what they need. But every time I split the attention, the connection got thin, and the person in front of me could feel what I've been. So now when the important ones sit across from my face, I put the whole world on silent and I stay in the space. The dance isn't loud, it doesn't need lights or a crowd. It's the quiet kind that says I'm here and I'm proud
to choose you over the noise that never runs out of sound. The presence we build is the love that we found. Set it aside, let the conversation lead. Your eyes on mine is the only thing I need. Present now, the heart opens wide. The dance in the presence is the one that feels right. No more performing connection while the phone is in hand. The real thing happens when I finally stand in the moment with you without anywhere else to be. The warmth that we build is the dance that sets us free. The warmth that we build is the dance that sets us free. The food on my plate tastes like nothing when my mind is far away. Scrolling through yesterday's worries while the flavors decay. I put the fork down, close my eyes for a second or two, and suddenly the taste comes rushing back. The salt, the sweet, the warmth that spreads across my tongue. I didn't even notice how long I've been on outside the window. The wind moves the leaves in a dance. I step outside and let it touch my skin by chance. The ground under my feet feels more solid than before, like it was always there, but I never asked for more. The ordinary street I walk every single day suddenly is colors and sounds that wanna play. Taste the bite, let it linger on your tongue. Feel the wind push, hear the song being sung. Sense it now, the world gets bright. The dance takes over when you step into the light. No more living on autopilot through the day. The body remembers and the senses lead the way. I walk slower now, not because I'm late or lost, but because the pavement has a story under every step I cross. The breeze carries the smell of rain that hasn't fallen yet. My shoulders drop and my chest remembers how to get. The light on the buildings looks different in this afternoon glow. I didn't know my eyes were hungry until I let them know. So I let the hips sway just a little with the breeze, and the feet find rhythm like they finally got the keys. It isn't about making the moment bigger than it is. It's about stopping long enough to let the small things live. The taste, the touch, the sound that was always right here becomes a reason the body wants to move and cheer. Taste the bite, let it linger on your tongue.
in the loud piece. Forgot that the real magic is in the small speaks. The crunch of the bread, the cool of the shade, the way the light hits the cup when the coffee is made. The five senses are the original dance floor. No ticket needed, no special clothes to wear for. Just open the mouth, open the eyes, open the skin, and then every day turns into the body within. Taste the bite, let it linger on your tongue. Feel the wind push, hear the song being sung. Sense it now, the world gets bright. The dance takes over when you step into the light. No more living on autopilot through the day. The body remembers when the senses lead the way. The senses lead the way. La, la, la. The body remembers when the senses lead the way.
Boxes are packed and the keys are in my hand. The job is ending and the city is no longer my land. I look in the mirror and the face looks the same, but everything around me is calling a different name.
The hobby that I kept when everything else fell away. The way I see the world that didn't need to stay. I hold on to that like it's the only thing that's mine. And suddenly the change doesn't feel like such a crime.
The fear says,
Who will I be when none of this is true? But the body already knows what it always knew. The core doesn't need the job or the city or the role. The core is the part that was always whole. The labels can't shift and the roles can rearrange. The core of who I am doesn't need to explain. Core remains the steady in the storm. The dance and the knowing is the one that keeps me warm. No more thinking that change means I have to become someone else. The core is the truth that I carry through every else.
I unpacked the box with the old notebook and the pen. The one that was there before any of this began. I write the same way I always have, the same curious line. And the version of me that I thought I had to redefine.
It's still right here in the way that I see the things that make me laugh and the things that make me free. So I let the body move to the rhythm that I know, the one that was there before the change had to show. I used to believe that big changes meant I had to start anew, that the old me was something I had to outgrow too. But the more I hold the core, the more I start to see the changes are the clothes. The core is the labels can shift and the roles can rearrange. The core of who I am doesn't need to explain. Core remains steady in the storm. The dance and the knowing is the one that keeps me warm. No more thinking the change means I have to become someone else. The core is the truth that I carry through every else.
I used to think that every big change was a test to see if I could become someone better than the rest. But every time I tried to leave the old me behind, the parts that made me were the ones I couldn't find. So now when the ground moves and the sky starts to change, I reach for the chord like it's the only thing that stays. The dance isn't loud, it doesn't need to be new. It's the steady kind that knows exactly what is true.
Core is the anchor in the middle of the sea. The part that remains when everything else is free. The labels can shift and the roles can rearrange. The core of who I am doesn't need to explain. Core remains steady in the storm. The dance and the knowing is the one that keeps me warm. No more thinking the change means I have to become someone else. The core is the truth that I carry through every else. The core is the truth that I carry through every else.
fix it or explain me away. Just let the moment open like it was always meant to stay. The music that was low started pulling at our feet like it knew the real us was ready to meet. We stood without planning, bodies finding the groove like the judgment in the air, nothing left to prove. The night didn't break, it just stopped pretending that we moved like the truth was finally ending. The ending didn't need their approval to feel the floor steady. The words I chose had already made me ready for whatever came next. The rhythm was already heavy. Chose the truth when the easy road was wide. Broke the pattern with the part I couldn't hide. No more wearing the version that kept everyone fine. Spoke the real thing and the whole room realigned. Now the wobbly bass owns every step we take. With the truth between us, there's no room for fake. Let the glitch in the system become our new sound. Defiant, together we dance till we're found. Didn't know speaking, could feel this electric. Didn't know moving, could feel this connected. With you in the honesty, the fear lost its grip. Then the dance took over like it was always scripted. Broke the quiet with the truth they didn't expect. Chose my own words when the script was already set. No more shrinking to fit what they wanted to see. Spoke it out loud and the fear set me free. Now the rhythm's calling louder than doubt ever could. With the truth on the table, we move like we should. Let the misunderstanding burn in the baseline tonight. We dance through the static, we dance through the fight. With the truth they didn't expect. Chose my own words when the script was already set. No more shrinking to fit what they wanted to see. Spoke it out loud and the fear set me free. Now the rhythm's calling louder than doubt ever could. With the truth on the table, we move like we should. Let the misunderstanding burn in the baseline tonight. We dance through the static, defiant and bright. We dance through the static, we dance through the fight. The plans are cancelled and the phone is on silent mode. The old voice says you should be with people, you should be on the road. But today I close the door and I stay in the room. I don't fill the space with noise or with Zoom. The discomfort comes first like it always is done. The feeling that alone means something is wrong. But I sit on the floor and I let the feeling land. And I notice the chest doesn't tighten like it planned. The fear says if you're alone too long you'll disappear. But the body already knows what the quiet can make clear. The version of me that doesn't need to be seen is the one that was always there underneath the need to be. It's okay to sit with the silence and stay. The version of me that doesn't need to perform or play. Home inside, home inside. The breath finds its pace. The dance in the self is the one that feels safe. No more the search for the place or the face that can fill the pieces of knowing I'm already here and I'm still. I make the tea and I don't rush to drink it fast. I watch the steam rise and I let the moment last. The thoughts come and go but they don't have the same bite. When I'm not trying to escape or to make it right, the body stands up and it moves without a plan. And the dance that follows is the one that began when I stopped needing the room to be full to feel whole. The belonging was here in the quiet of my soul. I used to believe that the only way to belong was to be with the people, the places, the noise that could see me. But the more I practice the quiet of just being here, the more the inner home starts to feel crystal clear. It's okay to sit with the silence and stay. The version of me that doesn't need to perform or play. Home inside, home inside. The breath finds its pace. The dance in the self is the one that feels safe. No more the search for the place or the face that can fill the pieces of knowing I'm already here and I'm still. Yeah, I used to
fill the calendar so I wouldn't have to face the quiet that was waiting in the empty space. That the only way to feel like I was enough was to be seen, to be busy, to be the one who does stuff. But every time I stayed in the quiet and let it be, the version of me that was scared started to see that the belonging I was chasing was already inside. The home I was looking for was the one I could find when I stopped running from the silence and stayed. The dance isn't loud, it doesn't need to be played. It's the peaceful kind that knows exactly what it means to be okay with myself in the spaces in between. It's okay to sit with the silence and stay the version of me that doesn't need to perform or play. Home inside, the breath finds its pace. The dance in the self is the one that feels safe. No more the search for the place or the face that can fill the pieces of knowing I'm already here and I'm still. The pieces of knowing I'm already here and I'm still. I used to think every moment needed a highlight reel, a caption, a filter, way to make it feel like I was doing something that the world should see. But the more I performed, the less I felt free. So I closed the door to the small room in the back, put on the song that no one else would track. No camera, no story, no one to impress, just me in the movement and the beautiful mess. The voice in my head says this isn't enough, but my shoulders relax when I call this bluff. Maybe the special was never the point anyway. Maybe the ordinary is where the real freedom stays. Dance where it's quiet, when no eyes can find. Ordinary rhythm, ordinary mind. Ordinary now, the weight disappears. The body remembers how to move without fears. No more need in the world to clap or to cheer. The beauty lives here in the space no one sees. I spin in the kitchen with no one around. The flow creaks familiar, the safest sound. No need to record it, no need to explain. The joy doesn't need a witness to remain. The song in my headphones doesn't need to go viral. The steps that I'm taking don't need to go viral. I laugh at myself when the move comes out wrong, and the laughter itself feels like the realest song. I used to believe that my worth had to shine, that ordinary days were a waste of my time. But the more I let go of the need to be seen, the more the small moments started feeling like dreams. Dance, 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 where it's quiet, when no eyes can find. Ordinary rhythm, ordinary mind. Ordinary now, the weight disappears. The body remembers how to move without fears. No more need in the world to clap or to cheer. The beauty lives here in the space no one sees. I spent too long trying to be the main character. I forgot that the side quests are what make life sweeter. No trending sound, no viral dance trend, just me in my socks doing moves that don't end. The ordinary saga is the coolest of all. No filter, no pose, no need to stand tall. Just existing out loud in the simplest way is the loudest rebellion and the loudest of day. Dance where it's quiet, when no eyes can find. Ordinary rhythm, ordinary mind. Ordinary now, the weight disappears. The body remembers how to move without fears. No more need in the world to clap or to cheer. The beauty lives here in the space no one sees. The beauty lives here in the space no one sees.
Yeah. The thought arrives without any invitation, like it always does. The version of the story where I took the other road and won. I feel the chest get tight and the mind start to rewind, playing the my feet on the floor and I say it out loud. What can I do in this moment that will make me proud? The old voice wants to stay in the could have been, but the body already knows where the real power lives in. Not in rewriting what already played out, but in the next small move that I get to make now. Close the tab in the mind that keeps playing the past. What can I do in this hour that will last? Now move. The regret loses its grip. The dance and the doing is the one that can flip the story. From what I lost to what I can still gain. The power is never in the past. It's in the choice I make again. I stand up even though the thought is still loud in my head. I open the notebook of the message of the task instead. The first step feels small, but the chest starts to release, because the action is louder than the loop that wants peace. I don't need the perfect plan or the perfect time to arrive. I just need the next right thing that keeps me alive. So I let the shoulders drop and I let the feet find the floor. And the dance that follows isn't pretty, but it's more. I used to believe that the only way out was to understand why I chose what I chose and what it meant for my life. But the understanding never came and the loop never stopped until I learned that the exit was the very next step I got. Close the tab in the mind that keeps playing the past. What can I do in this hour that will last? Now move. The regret loses its grip. The dance and the doing is the one that can flip the story. From what I lost to what I can still gain. The power is never in the past. It's in the choice I make again. Yeah, I used to sit in the dark and replay every scene. The one where I stayed when I should've left. The one where I left when I should've stayed clean. The one where I spoke too soon, or the one where I stayed quiet too long. The one where I chose comfort and the one where I chose wrong. But every time I stayed in that movie, the credits never rolled. The loop just kept spinning and the story stayed cold. So now when the thought comes, I don't argue or explain. I just ask the only question that can break the chain. What can I do right now that moves the needle even 1 inch? The dance isn't pretty, but it's the one that doesn't flip. Close the tab in the mind that keeps playing the past. What can I do in this hour that will last? Now move. The regret loses its grip. The dance and the doing is the one that can flip the story. From what I lost to what I can still gain. The power is never in the past. It's in the choice I make again. The power is never in the past. It's in the choice I make again. The notebook stays open even on the days that feel slow. I write the one line even when the energy is low. The old voice says this doesn't count if no one can see, but today I keep going because the quiet is me.
The resistance comes first, like it always is done. The feeling that progress needs to be allowed to be won. But I close the page after the small line is through, and I feel the quiet wind in the chest like it's true.
The fear says it's not flashy, it doesn't mean much, but the body already knows what the quiet can touch.
The strength that builds when I show up again. The persistence that doesn't need an audience to win. Show up again when the results are still small. The quiet continuation is the strength after all. Quiet strength grows, the mind gets to rest. The dance in the daily is the one that feels best. No more the pressure to make it look big from the start. The steady persistence is the fire in the heart.
The next day the same feeling comes at the same time. I open the notebook and I follow the line. The body feels a little steadier than it did before. Quiet persistence is starting to open the door.
The body stands up and it moves without a fight, and the dance that follows is the power of the night. when I stopped needing the results to be seen from the sky. The quiet continuation was the strength all this time.
But I used to believe that the only strength that mattered was loud. The big pushes that could be seen by the crowd.
But the more I keep showing up in the quiet each day, the more the steady persistence starts to feel like the way. Show up again when the results are still small. The quiet continuation is the strength after all. Quiet strength grows, the mind gets to rest. The dance in the daily is the one that feels best. No more the pressure to make it look big from the start. The steady persistence is the fire in the heart.
Yeah, I used to think that the only way to be strong was to push loud and make sure it was seen all along. But every time I waited for the flashy result to arrive,
The quiet continuation was the one that survived.
so now, when the day feels small and the progress feels slow, I acknowledge the quiet and I let the strength grow. The dance is loud, it doesn't need to be seen. It's a steady kind that knows exactly what it means.
To persist in the quiet without needing to cheer. The quiet persistence is the power I hear. Show up again when the results are still small. The quiet continuation is the strength after all. Quiet strength grows, the mind gets to rest. The dance in the daily is the one that feels best. No more, no more, no more the pressure to make it look big from the start. The steady persistence is the fire in the heart. The steady persistence is the fire in the heart. Is the fire in the heart. The phone lights up with the work message at 8:47. The old voice says just answer it, it won't take a minute. But I put the phone face down and follow the small rule. Resistance comes first like it always is done. I let the clock hit 9 and close the laptop tight. And I feel the small win in the chest like a light. The fear says if the boundary is small, it doesn't count. But the body already knows what the small lines can mount. The power that builds when I follow through on the tiny. The accumulation is the armor that keeps me from the whiny. Set the small rule and I follow it through. No immediate reply when the message comes through. Bright power grows, the shoulders drop low. The dance in the daily is the one that can show that the big strength comes from the lines I draw small. The accumulation is the armor that answers the call. The next day the same message comes at the same time. I follow the rule again without needing a sign. The chest feels stronger as the small boundary opens the door. The body moves without a fight and the dance gains power. I used to believe that the only boundaries that mattered were grand. The big declarations that I could hold in my hand. But the more I draw the small ones and I follow them through, the more the bright power starts to feel crystal true. Set the small rule and I follow it through. No immediate reply when the message comes through. Bright power grows, the shoulders drop low. The dance in the can show. Strength comes from the lines I draw slow. The accumulation is the armor that answers the call. The accumulation is the armor that answers the call. Feels like a heavy cloud, hanging low, talking too loud. I sit by the window in the quiet blue, pen in hand, not sure what to do. Then I write three things, just three, small enough that they can be done today, not someday soon. This is how the heavy lifts its tune. Arpeggios are rising like a prayer. My shoulders drop, the worry starts to clear. I don't need to solve it all, a small step is the goal. Take the step and feel the light. Let the worry lose its bite. I am here, I am small, but this is how the big ones call. Used to scroll for answers in the night, looking for the map that makes it right. But the map is made one line at a time, one small action, one small climb. You don't have to see the finish line, just the next three things that feel like mine. This is how the cloud begins to break, and the future starts to take its shape. The paths are wrapping like a warm embrace. Your voice in my head is saying, take your space. We don't need the perfect plan, small step is where we stand. I used to think that calm was far away, something you earn after the perfect day. But the truth is quieter than I knew. Calm is choosing what you can do. One small action in the morning light, and suddenly the future feels less like a fight, more like a dance you get to run. Take the step and feel the light. Let the worry lose its bite. I am here, I am small, but this is how the focus grows. Take the step and feel the light. Let the worry lose its bite. I am here, I am small, but this is how we claim the day.
Yeah. The lights are off, the building's quiet. I'm still here, no one to fight. The task is mine, the clock is late, but something in me won't abate. No audience, no cheering crowd, just me and the work that makes me proud. I don't need a validation. validation stamp. The effort itself is the lamp. The stabs are hidden like a private chip. My body knows the end is near. I don't need the world to see. The win is between the word to me. Grind alone and claim the win. Let the unseen be the kin. I don't shout, I just proceed. This is how the strong ones lead. Now the page is filled, the code is clean, the practice done, the reps between. No one will know what I just gave, but I know, and that's what saves. You used to wait for someone to clap, now you stand and do your own lap. This is what it looks like when the grind is yours and the victory opens doors. The paths are clean like a private stage. You're not in the mirror, is the wage. We don't need the public praise. The quiet win is what we raise. I used to think that winning needed light, someone to witness the end of the fight. But the real trophy is the quiet fact that I showed up when I wanted to crack. The unseen hours are the ones that build the foundation that cannot be killed. This is how the strong ones stay fulfilled. Grind alone and claim the win. Let the unseen be the kin. I don't shout, I just proceed. This is how the quiet ones lead. Grind alone and claim the win. Let the unseen be the kin. I don't shout, I just proceed. This is how we all know it.
You asked me how I was like, it was just another night. I started to answer, but the words didn't feel right. Been saying I'm good through the calls and the text, through the smiles at work and the late night regrets. Carrying the pressure like it was part of my skin, hiding the cracks so nobody could get in. But your eyes stayed steady and the silence felt safe, so I let the truth out instead of keeping it caged. The second it left me, I thought the world might shift, but you just stayed quiet like you've been waiting for this. And the air in the room started feeling less thick. Tired of the fine that was wearing me thin. Finally spoke the truth and the walls caved in. No more biting my tongue just to keep the peace. Admitting I was struggling brought a wild release. Now the rhythm's alive, pulling at my chest. With you in the moment, we don't need to rest. Let the honesty move us, let the music decide. This weight off my shoulders, and I'm dancing tonight. You didn't say much, but your hand found mine slow, like the words that unlocked something we both needed to know. The track that was playing low started to swell, like I knew we had stories we didn't have to tell. We rose from the couch without needing a plan. Bodies finding the groove like the struggle never ran. The night turned electric but still felt like home. Honesty had a tempo we could both call our own. You didn't need to say anything for me to understand the truth that already started changing the land. dancing tonight. Didn't know the truth could feel this freeing. Didn't know the movement could feel this healing. With you and the honesty, the struggle found its beat, and we danced through the mess till it felt complete. Broke the fine that was wearing me thin. Shared the real truth and the walls fell in. No more swallowing the struggle to keep the peace. The honesty landed and it gave us release. Now the beat's lifting both of us higher. With you right beside me, the night caught fire. We move through the mess and we don't look behind. Weightless in the rhythm, leaving it all behind. That was wearing me thin. Share the real truth and the walls fell in. No more swallowing the struggle to keep the peace. The honesty landed and it gave us release. Now the beat's lifting both of us higher. With you right beside me, the night caught fire. We move through the mess and we don't look behind. Weightless in the rhythm, leaving it all behind. Weightless now. The line at the coffee shop is moving slow today. The person in front looks tired in the ordinary way. I pay for their drink before they even turn around. I don't stay to see the smile, I just continue the sound of my own footsteps on the pavement outside. The act was small, but something in the chest decides to feel a little lighter than it did before the line. Even though no one saw and no one said that's kind, the mind says it was nothing, don't make it a thing. But the body already knows what the small acts bring. A warmth that doesn't need an audience to stay. The ripple begins in the quietest way. Pay for the coffee without needing to stay. Hold the door open in the ordinary way. Ripple starts here, the warmth spreads wide. The dance and the giving is the one that feels right. No more thinking the kindness has to be loud to be true. The chest remembers when I give what I can do. Later on the train, I feel the warmth in my chest. The same warmth I gave is the one that came back to rest. I didn't expect anything I didn't need to see, but the body knows the ripple works quietly. So I let the shoulders drop and I let the breath slow. And the dance that follows, there's nowhere else to go than the space between the giving and the feeling inside. The ripple is the proof that the small things can guide. I used to believe that kindness needed a stage, that the only acts that mattered were the ones that made the page. But the more I do the quiet ones without a trace, the more the warmth returns to its original place. Pay for the coffee without needing to stay. Hold the door open in the ordinary way. Ripple starts here, the warmth spreads wide. The dance and the giving is the one that feels right. No more thinking the kindness has to be loud to be true. The chest remembers when I give what I can do. Yeah, I used to think that helping had to be seen to count as something real, to mean what it means. But every time I gave without needing the credit, the warmth in my chest was the only thing that I got. So now when the chance comes in the middle of the day, I do the small thing and I let it ripple away. The dance isn't loud, it doesn't need to be shown. It's the warm kind that knows exactly what it's grown. The kindness that leaves and comes back in the chest is the proof that the smallest acts are still the best. Pay for the coffee without needing to stay. Hold the door open in the ordinary way. Ripple starts here, the warmth spreads wide. The dance and the giving is the one that feels right. what I can do. The chest remembers when I give what I can do. The chest remembers when I give what